The government has made a U-turn on its decision to allow barbers, hairdressing salons and optometrists to resume operations under the third phase of the MCO, following pushback after its announcement on Friday. Defence Minister Datuk Sri Ismail Sabri Yaakob says this was decided by PM Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin based on feedback from quarters including NGOs and experts. He also announced a nationwide ban on Ramadan bazaars. Last week, the Ministry of International Trade and Industry said it would allow select non-essential sectors to reopen in stages during the next phase of the MCO. After drawing flag for its decision, particularly to reopen barbers, it clarified that these businesses would have to be in designated green zones and apply to the relevant authorities before even being allowed to reopen. However, several quarters remained against the idea, including Health DG Datuk Dr. Nur Hisham Abdullah, who said it was crucial to maintain strict restrictions in order to ensure the pandemic is contained. Malaysia has recorded 134 new COVID-19 patients today, taking the cumulative total to 4,817 cases. One more death was reported, raising the death toll to 77. Encouragingly, the number of people discharged at 168 outnumbered the number of new infections for the fifth time. In total, 2,276 or 47% of patients have been cured, leaving 2,464 people still undergoing treatment, of which 66 are in intensive care, with 36 requiring respiratory aid. Selangor remains Malaysia's worst-hit state, with 1,249 cases. The country now has the second highest number of infections in Southeast Asia after the Philippines, which has 4,932 cases. Indonesia comes in third with 4,557 cases. Axiata Group has settled the $185 million or 800.2 million ringgit demanded by the Nepalese government in relation to the outstanding capital gains tax arising from the purchase of Ncell by Axiata Investments UK from TeliaSonera Norway. It also paid a further 990.3 million rupees or 35.3 million ringgit in interest. In a filing with Bursa Malaysia, Axiata said it made the payment under protest and expressly without prejudice to the position of its UK unit and Ncell in the international arbitration proceedings initiated by them against the Nepal government disputing the tax. It said Axiata UK and Ncell will seek remedies, including restitution of sums already paid, a permanent injunction against further attempts to collect capital gains tax from Ncell in connection with the transaction, and damages for all losses suffered in consequence of Nepal's unlawful conduct. Investors in Malaysian banks can still expect their usual dividend payments, Bloomberg reports. This as banks elsewhere scrap or defer such payouts. Citing a Maybank spokesperson, Bloomberg says the country's biggest lender by market value is planning to keep its payout ratio of as much as 60% of its profit after tax and minority interests. That's on top of paying a 2019 interim dividend on May 6th. According to the news agency, CIMB Group is more cautious, saying dividend payments will depend on profits and liquidity needs, even if banks currently have enough capital. Quoting MIDF senior analyst Imran Yassin Yusof, Bloomberg says Malaysian banks are well capitalized and will be able to weather the current crisis. Meanwhile, Stephen Innes, chief market strategist at Axiata Group, reportedly said there appears to be no apparent need to hold back on dividends, as Bank Negara is opting for in-house policies. Hong Leong Investment Bank equity analyst Chanjit Hong told Bloomberg, however, that he wouldn't completely discount the possibility of local banks deferring or cutting dividend payments. The Employees Provident Fund has extended the date for employers to settle the mandatory contribution on their end for the salary month of March 2020. In light of the ongoing movement control order, the retirement fund says the new deadline is now April 24th. It adds that contribution payments can be made on the EPF website via e-Caroman in the iAccount portal, online banking, or by visiting the counter of appointed banks. Last Friday, PM Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin announced the extension of movement restrictions until April 28th in an effort to contain the spread of the COVID-19 outbreak. Under the MCO, non-essential businesses are required to stop operations, while members of the public have been ordered to stay at home unless absolutely necessary.